Good morning. This next video is going to be something that I've wanted to try for a while. I've seen many others do it on the internet and I decided I'm going to give it a shot, and it's electrolysis. I have a barbecue outside, a small portable one that I've had for a good number of years, and it is completely rusted. It's in workable condition, but it's just completely rusted. So I'm going to make my own box. It's going to be a permanent thing. It's not going to be one we can make up, break up and just throw away again. It's going to be a permanently made one. It'll sit out of the way when it's not being used, but it'll come in handy when I have anything that needs doing. I've already made the wire basket that goes into it that you can catch on another video. Once this is completed, I'll then put the two together and show you how it works. But to do this, I've been to a well-known British DIY shop. I bought myself some iron, which will act as the anodes. I bought myself a plastic tub, which will be the base for the water, and I have some stuff in my garage that I can use myself, which would be the wiring that I will connect all the anodes to. However, I've done a quick diagram and this is what it is. So that's generally what it looks like. The blue is the water level. The black bars that are at an angle are going to be the anodes. There's going to be one in each corner and they're all going to be interconnected by this red line, which is the copper cabling. And that's a basic idea of what I'm going to be making for you. Now this might be made over a few days because my son uses the garage as a workout place for his gym, and I've got work, so if you see my clothes change, it's because it's taken a few days to do. So let's get on with it. So to do this, I first went and bought some flat rolled steel. It's 2.5 meters long, it's 4 millimeters thick, and it's 30 millimeters wide. And it was bought from a well-known British DIY store, which we all know, and it was £11.50. And I'm going to cut this into 4 individual sections, one being slightly longer than the other, and this will be the one that pokes up above the tub where the clamp will go on. Next, I bought this stackable heavy duty tub. It's 94 litres capacity. So the measurements of this box, internal measurements, are 65 centimetres long, 38 centimetres deep, and 41 centimetres wide. And obviously it's going to be very heavy when it's filled, so when we do this it's going to have to be on the floor, it can't be on a table, just in case. So from the drawings there'll be 4 anodes. There'll be one here, one here, one here, one here. 3 will be flush with that, 4th will be bigger, and that is where the clamp will go. Each one will be secured to the sides of the box so that it can't move, it can't fall over, and each one will be connected via copper cable to each other, and then the clamp will go on to the longest node here. As it's going to be permanent, I'm going to try and make this as neat as possible so that when it's not in use it can be stored away safely, waiting for its next use. Now, it did come with a lid, but unbeknownst to me until I got to the checkout desk that the lid was an extra cost. Now I find it stupid that you have to buy a box and then you buy the lid separately for it. They should come together. Other places you can buy them together. Anyway, so the first stage is cutting the anodes to fit the box. So hopefully you can see here that I have pre-marked already little white marks. Used chalk paint, so a chalk marker, and they are all equally spaced here. So now we just have to cut them. Yeah, sod, that's going to take ages. There we go, 6 pieces of metal, roughly the same size, and one bigger one. However, edges are very sharp, so the next stage is to grind these smooth. Mandatory eye protection. Nice and smooth. Done. So here we have 6 smooth, no cuts at all, going to be off of them. And what we need to do now is measure them up in the box. Each one will get a hole drilled in it, and in that hole the copper wire will be bolted to it that connects it to the next one. So looking at the various different variation of these on YouTube, I have found a great version, a superb version, which I have decided to copy. The gentleman's channel is called Rust is Gold. If you go into his channel and look up rust removal with DIY electrolysis tank, you'll see his version, the one I'm about to copy. I've already contacted him, asked him for permission to copy it, because I don't want to take the credit for it, and he's gladly said I can do so. So this is his version, which I'm copying. Thank you very much, Rust for Gold. Anybody wants to go and look at his content, please do so. Stuff on it is very, very creative and fantastic. So this is what the next stage looks like. There's the longest one. Sit like that. There'll be one in each corner. And with the 2 pieces left, I've decided to put them in the middle. Now the best way to do electrolysis is to use quite a few anodes. Just one will make the process slow. If you keep adding more, it speeds it up. The items in the electrolysis tub need to be visible, and by that, if current is going from one anode to the other, it becomes visible, it speeds up the process. So my next stage is to identify the middle line of this tub. So that is 68, so that's 34. So that is the centre line of the tub where that will sit. I'll now make 2 marks in the box, and these holes will be where the actual item is secured. So I've made markings on the tub, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 there. I'm going to drill a hole through each one of them, and then through that I'm going to put a tie wrap, and that will secure the strap to the box. And for this we're going to use a 6mm drill bit. So the next holes I'm going to drill are where the cable is going to lie. Now I want the cable to lie in this groove. So when I put my rod in, I'm going to drill a big hole here that will go through and bolt into this hole that I'm going to put in here. and this hole here will be big enough for the cable to go through. So here are the bolts that I'm going to use. They're not very big, however they are big enough to go through, including the plastic and including the little connect I'm going to put on the end of the wire. So this hole that I'm going to drill is going to be an 8mm hole. So there's our hole there. Now I have old cable that I used to make a wire tray for this, which could be seen in a different video. This cable, I'm going to try and use this. It's only 1.5mm wide, but we'll try this first. The idea is that this will go around the box and connect all the anodes together. Hopefully the gauge of this wire is sufficient to carry the current to all of them sufficiently to get a good electrolysis going. If it isn't, I can always upgrade it. I have some spare cable there that I could do that with. Actually, I've decided against using this cable. I hunted out the spare cable that I've got. This is 1.5, this is 2.5. I'm going to use a 2.5. So I need about 6 feet of cable to go around this. I'm going to get 7, gives me a foot to play with. So I'm 5'11". If I put my arms out wide, is naturally about 5'11" as well. If you didn't know that, your arm width is the same as your height. So that's roughly 6, and I'll get another foot. That'll make 7. Now to get into this core, a good trick is score the cable like that so you can peel it back. And then grab the unsheathed piece of copper and just pull it once you get a good grip. Okay, so got a good grip, and if we just pull, it splits the covering of the cable. Now that will come handy later on, but what I'm after is this brown cable inside. Picking brown because it's British colour, is brown is live in the UK, indicates a live wire. So I'll use this, cut it into bits, get the ends all joined together, and away we go. So the next part, I'm going to put a dot on these to indicate where I've got to drill through, and to do that, I'm going to place it where it should be. I'm going to put a little dot through the hole here. Right, each anode has now got a dot on it, and I can now drill a hole through it the diameter of this bolt. So the diameter of the bolt is 5mm, so we're going to drill each anode with a 5mm hole. Here's the bolt, and there's the hole. On the topic of safety, that has come from the drill. Shards of metal that could easily go in your eyes. So always wear one of these. So the next stage of the process is to get the wire connected to the anode via the bolts. So I've changed my mind. I've tried various ways of doing this with these spade connectors. I tried to come up with a decent looking idea, but I couldn't work it out. So what I've done is I have decided to use these connectors, which I have a supply of, and the plan is now get some of this the unsheathed copper cable, wire it round, have a tail on it, and stick it through the hole. So in essence, this will come through the hole like that. That'll be tethered. If one of these will go on there, then the next supply will go to that one, then that one to that one, and it will chase itself around. That's how I'm going to now do it. So I push that through the hole, a bit of a tail, I wind it around tightly 3 times, and then cut the remaining cable off, and I will feed this through the back of the hole like so. Get some pliers and fish it through, twist the ends together, then get my pliers and we'll just twist this, and we end up with a smooth looking tail that we can trim off to size, and then I'll just clamp these wires tighter to the bar, and we'll do that 4 more times. So here we have our anodes with 6 little pigtails on, and I think this will be a better method than I had decided. Again, this is an example of following rust is gold. His idea worked better than I thought mine would, so we'll keep on with his plan. The next stage in this project is to introduce all of these anodes into the box and connect them all together. Now what I'm going to use are these Wago lever connectors. They're pretty good, but there is a drawback. So you get these, and they come in 5 levers. Well, I have the 5 lever, the 3 lever, and the 2 lever. Whether you get them other ones, I don't know. And the idea is that you lift each lever that opens up the port. You then put your cable in. So there we go. You then introduce your cable, you snap your lever, and that's locked in place. Right, okay. That's putting quite a lot of force on that. If you can imagine, there's a tug. so it's pulling out. So it will pull out, but what pulls against the cable once it's secure and in place, I don't know. So this is what I'm going to use, and I'm going to use the 3 cable connectors. If you think about it, how they're going to be connected is, one of these is for the anode, and then to go to the next anode I'm going to plug that one in, and from the previous one coming into that one we'll go into that, and then each one will be just hidden inside the box. Well, not hidden, each one will just be at the side of the box here, just neatly, and it'll be fed through all the way around. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to prepare the cables that go around the box. So what I'm making sure is that this 2-core copper core is twisted tight enough with a nice little end that you would snip off and would fit into one of these lever ports here. So it would fit in like that. You push it in, you feel it connect at the end, you close it off, and that's one connection made. Now once all of these are into the box itself and are poking through, I will trim these according to the length I actually need them. So that I haven't got a lot of play once this is connected, I'm going to do a bit of trial by error, which means I'm going to snip this piece of copper here. I'm going to snip it down just to guess it about there. I'm going to put that on, see how close it gets. It's not close enough, so I'm going to probably take another 5mm off it, roughly 5mm. Try it once again, and I'll probably take it down a little bit more. That's probably about 4mm. So if I get a ruler, because this has got a recessed little piece of plastic here, if I measure that, I know that I need 1 centimetre or 10mm of cable sticking out, and that is enough for me to put this on, and it's sufficient enough to be relatively neat and tidy. Oops. Right, it's sufficient enough for it to be so if I leave about 1 centimetre, 10mm sticking out here, and I push this in, make sure it goes in all the way, then I close the lever. There's not much play in that at all, as you can see here. There's not much play. I don't want much play either, so that'll be fine for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off, I'm going to put on the cable that I'm going to prepare for it and start that way, and then I'm going to put connect it onto the anode. So just to take this off, I need to lever up. So I'm now going to offer up all of these anodes. I'm going to put them into place, and I'm going to secure them with the tie wrap, and then we'll move on to connecting all the metal cabling, all the copper cabling. And that's that done. Part of the mess in here. There you go. Stable, not moving much at all. Now I'm going to measure out the cable, but now I'm going to be super posh, and in this little edge in here I'm going to drill a small hole all the way around, and that will feed this cable through. That way It'll never get snagged on anything, it'll be totally hidden. Well, not hidden, it's a see-through box, but it'll be totally protected from anything that might snag it. With the 5mm drill bit, I'm just going to start putting a hole in here. It's totally protected. Now we'll just start connecting it up. So first bit goes in. Snap that shut. Once from there to there, that's roughly how much I'll need. So I'll feed that through there. There. And the difficulty with this part is that the holes that I cut through here are fine, but when it comes to the handle, there's a little partition there that I can't really get to, so the cable's really just running underneath the handle. But by doing so, it's causing a little bit of a bottleneck, and it's causing the cable to be difficult to push through. But with a bit of fiddling, that's what you get. That's your connection. And then we move on to the next one here. And this is the last cable in the series. Sorry, this is the last anode in the series of 6, so we don't need to connect that to that again. They're all connected in the first place, so there's not a big issue. So we'll just prepare this one, and we'll make this a 2. A 2. These are Wago, called Wagos, but there are now other makes in the market. You can get them from Amazon. They're not exactly cheap, but they're handy. So there we go. There is what I would call the final part. nonsense in it. We've got the 6 anodes, all connected by a partially hidden cable with these Wago lever connectors. And that should be sufficient for what we need for the electrolysis. What I'm going to do next is I am going to get measured amounts of water, pour them in this, draw a line, put a marker on it so I know increments of how much water is in each. That way, if I'm doing a small item, I don't have to fill it up as much. If I'm doing a big item, I'm going to have to fill it up higher, and I will know by the measurements how much solution I've got to make up. So what I'm going to use to measure the water is I have these plastic tubs. They're fantastic, and on the inside there's actually a leveling system of the water. I've highlighted each one in black, so you've got gallons on one side and you've got litres on the other. So I'm going to start these with fill this up with 10 litres, come and measure this and mark it off. Next stage will be 20 litres, 30, 40, 50. I'll be using these soda crystals which I got from a local supermarket. Very cheap, but we'll go into that once we start electrolysis. So in goes the first 10 litres or 2 gallons. Let that settle, and then with a Sharpie, 10 litres, 20 litres. $30 litres. $40 litres. Now you might be saying to yourself, wait Mark, earlier on you said that you would never put this with water on top of the table. Well, what I really meant was I wouldn't do the electrolysis on a table, just in case. However, this table can take 150 kilograms. This can take 94 litres, and simple maths, 1 litre equals 1 kilogram, therefore 90 litres equals 90 kilograms. Far less than is actually required. By my simple arithmetic, that leaves 60 kilograms left to play with. I probably won't go all the way to the top, but we'll keep going. 50 litres. 50 litres. Whew, 60 litres. 70 litres. This will be 80 litres. So this is the last time I'm going to put in. This will make it 90 litres, and then we'll just believe that the rest is for at the end. Now, having dealt with all that water, I'm going to have to go and take a toilet break. So now we've finished this project, what I'm going to do next, I'm going to have to empty it. I'm not going to lift this 90 kilogram box down because there's a good chance that it would snap with the weight or I'd trip or fall. So simplest way is to empty it in the drive. Right, well, thanks for watching. Hopefully it's given you an idea of how simple it is. I've made it fiddly. I've made it a little bit more extravagant than some people do. You don't have to go to the extreme that I've gone to. But my version was muddled on One I saw on YouTube which I thought was fantastic. The guy's channel is Rust is Gold. He used a similar method, not as pernickety as mine. His looked a smoother way to do it. However, mine is a permanent thing. This will then go around to the side of the house when I'm finished with it. If you liked what I did and you think it was good enough to watch, worthy of a thumbs up, then give it a thumbs up. If you thought it was a load of rubbish, then feel free to give it a thumbs down. However, you have to give me a reason why you gave it a thumbs down. If you're really impressed, you could subscribe to me. You could click the notification button so that any new videos that I upload, which are far and few between right now because I'm just starting, then feel free to do so. Other than that, the next video along will be actually doing what this was built for, which was for derusting a barbecue. Well, thanks for watching again. Take care. Have a nice day.